In 1957, Sidney Lumet made a film that takes place almost entirely in a single room. 12 men, one table, one question. Did a teenager kill his father? 11 of them walk in certain. One of them walks in uncertain. And that uncertainty, that single, quiet refusal to be sure, changes everything. The film is called 12 Angry Men, and it is the most important thing ever made about the way human beings think, including the way AI thinks. Imagine for a moment that you replaced one of those 12 jurors with an AI. You feed it the evidence, the testimony, the physical facts of the case. You ask it to render a verdict. It would answer in seconds. It would cite every precedent. It would calculate probabilities with extraordinary precision. And it would almost certainly say, guilty. Because the evidence, taken at face value, points in one direction. And AI is extraordinarily good at following the direction the evidence points. What it cannot do, what no AI has ever been able to do, is what juror number 8 does in the first 5 minutes of that film. He raises his hand and says, I just want to talk. Here is what Lumet understood that most people miss. The 11 jurors who vote guilty are not stupid. They are not evil. They are human. Each one is trapped inside a different cognitive bias. Juror number 3, the furious one, is not really judging the boy. He is judging his own son, who left him. That is called projection. Juror number 10, the one who cannot stop talking about those people, is not evaluating evidence. He is confirming what he already believes. That is confirmation bias. Juror number 7, the one who just wants to leave and go to the baseball game, is not weighing justice. He is optimizing for his own comfort. That is present bias. An AI trained on human data would inherit every single one of these biases. It would learn them from us because we wrote them into everything it was trained on. But here is the crucial difference. An AI cannot notice its own bias. It cannot step outside the pattern it was trained on and say, wait, am I sure about this? The turning point of the film is a knife. The prosecution argued that the murder weapon was a rare, one-of-a-kind switchblade. No one else could have had one like it. Juror number 8 went to the neighborhood where the boy lived. He walked into a pawn shop, and he bought an identical knife for $6. He did not prove the boy was innocent. He proved that certainty was premature. That is the most important distinction in the history of human reasoning. AI is built to find the most probable answer. It is extraordinarily good at this. But juror number 8 was not looking for the most probable answer. He was looking for the question that had not been asked yet. That is a different cognitive operation entirely. And it is one that requires something AI does not have. It requires doubt. As the film progresses, something extraordinary happens. One by one, the jurors change their minds. Not because they were forced to, not because new evidence appeared, but because one man kept asking questions, kept sitting with uncertainty, kept refusing to let the room collapse into comfortable consensus. By the end, the vote is 11-1 in the other direction. The boy goes free. And here is what that tells us about AI. AI can process every piece of evidence in that room faster than any human. It can identify every logical inconsistency in the testimony. It can calculate the probability of guilt to 17 decimal places. But it cannot do what those 11 men did in that room. It cannot change its mind because a human sat with it in the uncertainty and refused to let it be easy. Here is your one thing for today. The next time you are certain about something, a decision, a judgment, a conclusion, pause for 10 seconds. Ask yourself, what is the question I have not asked yet? That pause is not weakness. That pause is not indecision. That pause is the thing that separates you from every AI system ever built. Juror number 8 did not have more information than the other 11 men. He had the same evidence, the same testimony, the same room. What he had was the willingness to sit with doubt long enough to find the question that changed everything. That willingness is not a feature. It is not a parameter. It is not something you can train into a model. It is irreducibly, stubbornly, magnificently human. Fear not the AI. Fear the room where no one asks one more question. If this video made you stop and think, that is exactly what this channel is for. Like it, subscribe, and bring someone with you who needs to hear this.